If you are like me and you live in an area where you have daylight savings, you just went under the spring forward. Now, what's interesting about this time is that in this next week, heart attacks and cardiac incidents increase by about 20 to 25%. Now, when we again flip this in the fall, they drop by about 20%. So what does this tell you about just losing 1 hour of daylight or 1 hour of a lot of times sleep? It shows you the value of it because we stress ourselves out when we compress that time frame, even though we balance it out throughout the year. In that 1 week post springing forward, we have this incidence of cardiac events. So it's not just important to try to get more sleep in this next week, in this next couple weeks, but it's also important to get restfulness. So sometimes we can't get the extra hour of sleep because literally the daylight savings time has taken it away from us. But I wrote a book years ago called 2-Minute Meditation, and I'm actually rewriting it, in the process of rewriting it, and going to re-release it. But that was all about meditation, and meditation is a way that you can get restfulness. So it's not just about getting sleep, it's about quality of sleep, but it's also about restfulness. And you can do that throughout the day with things like meditation, with things like just getting away from the tasks that you're doing. And we have so many different tasks. You've got work, you've got school, you've got kids, you've got, all these different things that's going on in your life. But there are moments, and that's why I had the book 2-Minute Meditation, because I found that even in a moment, even in a minute or 2 minutes, you could gain so much more if you just took a moment to stop. And so that's what I would recommend. If you can get a nap, of course, try to make up on some of that lost sleep, especially for this next week or two. But find those moments where you just stop. You just are. You don't try to force anything. You don't need to sit in some yogic pose. You don't need to do some breathing technique. Just stop and be with yourself. And even in one moment of restfulness, which it's a lot harder than it seems just to actually be restless, because like I said, we got all these different things going on in our head all the time. If you just take a moment, take a couple moments, if you can take more time because you have the time, great, but that will recharge your body, recharge your mind, and allow you to prevent some of those negative effects of lack of sleep. What's also interesting is because of that lack of sleep, we're also seeing an increase in traffic accidents. So be careful on the road because people are sleepy. And who knows the, real causes of lack of sleep. There's a book, I forget the actual title of the book, and it's all about sleep. And it talks about basically how there's so many different things that are looked at as, hey, maybe this could be attributed to your diet, or this could be contributed to stress, or this could be contributed to whatever. But the book basically says it's all to do with sleep. Now, I don't know how accurate that really is, but if somebody can theorize that and somebody can write an entire book off of that, it's pretty interesting. So sleep is one area, and we need sleep. But if you can get restfulness throughout the day by doing things like meditation or just being by yourself, taking that time to recharge, that will be almost better for you than sleep. Because if you're like me, right, you have dreams, right? And sometimes you have pretty wild dreams, and it's like an adventure, and you wake up and you're going, what the heck was that? So it can sometimes be as, almost tiring, it seems like, as going through a stressful day. So I thought that was interesting to see the statistics on cardiac events with this time of daylight savings, especially springing forward. It's going to increase those events. It does come back down when we fall back, but right now we're in the springtime, so be thinking about trying to get a little bit more sleep when you can, get naps here and there if you have the time, But if you don't have the time, make even just a moment or a minute or 2 minutes or as much as you can to get that restfulness by just being. And if you know how to meditate and you have a technique, go for it. That's perfect. If you like to do other things that can, again, recharge your batteries, do those things. But it's even more important now because of daylight savings. So that's a video for today. And until next time, I'll see you.